Welcome back, magical creatures. I am Witch.Belle, and we are again playing the Pinch of Magic. Alright, I think I got everything set up, so let's dive back in. I don't remember if I read this last time, so I'm gonna read it now. No reason not to just find out myself, once and for all. I slip my phone from my pocket, punch in a few keywords, and hit enter. Sure enough, it turns up a dozen results. None of them good. About this, at least, it turns out Mikhail hadn't been exaggerating after all. Dismal star ratings, mentions of the crummy decor, photographic evidence of bad service. There's even one that looks like a secret shot taken from under someone's armpit. No way. Baba's just plain asleep in this one. At the counter. Just not even trying to hide it. All of the public reviews, at least, seem to have been written from the point of view of outsiders, but that doesn't comfort me much. It only means that the Linsdale residents still care enough about Baba as a friend to not out her online. And let me guess, all these ratings go back. Yup, 3 years. Not so subtly back to the end of my last summer at Linsdale. Suddenly extremely irked all over again, I grab a pillow and hurl it in the... What'd I do? Return. There we go. I right-clicked out of like a reflex, and then the screen went poof. Okay. I grab a pillow and hurl it into the general direction of the bookcase. Several old ledgers come tumbling down and clatter on the ground. Honestly, Baba, you're a powerful witch. If you didn't want to run a cafe in the first place, why didn't you just do literally anything else? This is exactly why Dad's always worried about you. After screaming out some of my frustrations into the void, I haul myself over to the tatty pile of books and start gathering them up. Hannibal trots near, stepping all over the ledgers, then curls up on them for a snooze. She's about as helpful as a sixth toe. Oh no, we absolutely need to have our pinky toe in order to keep our balance just right. 6-1 might make it better, it might make it worse, who knows. And what about you, Didn't think to mention that tidbit, did you? The truth is, even if her heart had never really been in the cafe, I know exactly why Baba chose to stay in Linsdale all these years. Once she laughed and told me it was because she could lie on the sand in a bikini, drinking coconut juice every day. But really, it was because all the shirtless surfers, wasn't it? I pick up the last of the ledgers, shaking Hannibal off the cover. But I stop when I realize it's this year's edition. Something in me holds back from returning it to the shelf before taking a peek inside. A feeling, or more like a terrible witch's intuition, that Baba had one more bony skeleton in her closet, waiting for me to discover it. Her escape, the bad reviews, the empty pantry, the shifty locals, even the brand new tablet, all the clues were aligning to suggest one very damning picture. So I thumbed through the first few pages and my face grows ashen. Aha! Haha! I know it. She's totally broke. It's almost as if I can feel the skeleton of fate springing from the darkness of that proverbial closet to put its hand around my neck. But that's not all. At my feet, the tiny paper-rabbit bounds up, cruelly announcing by a cute tilt of the head, that it has one more message for me. It levitates up and unfolds itself in the air, stopping at eye level. A space at the very bottom of the letter slowly stains with ink. A second postscript that had been hidden until this exact moment. Belle, PPS. That's right, I'm broke. Don't know how that happened, really. Be a dear and sort something out before I have to file for bankruptcy. I believe in you. Thanks, Grandma. Oh, we get to see the kitty. At the crack of dawn, the alarm goes off. My eyes snap open and I launch myself out of bed, almost burying a sleepy Hannibal in the duvet I shake off. Poor Hannibal. But he's very cute. Ooh, nice witch room where you have your spell papers tacked up on the wall. It's like, I use this every night. It's gonna go right here. After a brisk run on the spot, I slap my face a few times until I'm absolutely fully awake and ready to deal with this nightmarish situation. Alright, action plan for today. Step 1, get dressed. Now, usually my step 1 is just not hitting the snooze again and waking up and getting out of bed. Then it's go to the bathroom, and then make some hot tea, maybe take a shower, and then get dressed. So dressed is number 5 on my list. I take a while to wake up. See, I tear the wardrobe door open, throwing whatever I touch first onto my body. Being fashion conscious isn't going to make a difference today. Be comfy. Okay. Step 2. Don't think about how much pain you're going to inflict on Baba when she shows her face. No plotting, no curses, no hexes, nothing. Focus. Today is about customers, cash, and coffee. Nothing else. But mostly cash. And feed Hannibal. I leave the bedroom behind and hurry down the corridor toward the kitchen, snapping life into the closed curtains and air conditioner with my fingers as I go. Cool air and sunlight flood the room just as I step outside to flip the sign. With the sign set to open, I pause briefly to place a kind hand on the warm cafe wall and take in the crisp, briny morning. Morning. Coffee. Curiosities. I already forgot what the store was called. Morning, Coffee Curiosities. It's a beautiful day. How did she braid her hair that fast? Step 3. Save this place. Save my home. Uh-oh. Tell me, because I'm dying to know. Do the bricks ever talk back? If only I had a cup of coffee in my hand, I would slosh it in his face, and then walk right back in and make another cup. I turn about to see grinning mischievously. And clearly in a better mood than I'd expected today. The bare skin peeking out above his t-shirt is already glistening a little from the tropical morning heat. You look... Don't say cute, don't say cute, don't say cute! Sweaty. Oh, my character. So awesome. Do you like sweaty? Oh, no. Go away. He throws his head back, laughing at my reaction before taking a few steps closer. I'm just teasing. Mostly. Listen, I did some thinking last night. Over in the... quite honestly, very subpar hotel I stayed in. My car's in for repairs, so looks like I'll be stuck here a while, you see? So I'm not here for a fight. But But so long as I'm here, I will take another cup of that special house blend of yours. Every day. For research purposes only. The image of the dusty old pile of ledgers in Baba's secret room flashes up in my mind. The red ink scrawled across their pages, the zeros backing every number. Suddenly, I'm feeling very amenable to keeping Mikhail around as much as possible. You'll never figure out the recipe for that blend. But you spend 20 gold a day, at least, for as long as you're here, and maybe I'll agree to let you in on the secret. A slow smile spreads across his face. Fine. Well, come in then. You're darkening my doorstep. He actually laughs a little at it. Charming. Don't I even get a hello? I reserve hospitality for customers I actually like. Nice. At the end of his second grande-sized cup, Mikhail composes himself, then pleats his fingers together and rests his arms on the counter. It's passable. Wouldn't it kill you to exercise humility for 2 seconds and just admit it's the best coffee you've ever tasted? Now that the shock of the first dozen sips and the feeling of being put on his backside was worn off, it seems like Mikhail's able to at least pretend to be critical of the taste. Well, I suppose there's something to be said for the magic gradually losing its potency the more it's ingested. Nothing I can do about that. So, enlighten me. What's that? Mikhail tilts his chin toward the small signboard and chalk sticks I found yesterday inside the hatchbox, which are now lying on the countertop, waiting to be transformed into an advertising masterpiece. Coffee Curiosities is scrawled across the top in multicolored chunky blocked letters, along with a cascading list of some of the more attractive items on the menu. I wrote the wording late last night, but the sign's still most definitely missing some much needed pizzazz. Oh, that! It's step 1 of my grand marketing master plan. Snort. If that's your best attempt at marketing, I bet your first idea was a train wreck. How about you let the clear expert here give you some tips, and in return, you give me that recipe. Oh gee, how about, no. Just as he's opening his mouth again, the bell at the front door jingles, cutting Mikhail's needling short. Moments later, Kiana shyly peers inside. Oh, hey, morning. Good morning, Belle. Ah, and Mr. Mikhail. Good morning to you too. Kiana takes a seat beside Mikhail, and while I start to mix her up a kelp latte, she spots the signboard and pastel chalks laying on the side. Her eyes immediately light up. Oh, you're making a cuisine menu board? Cuisine menu board, Kiana. And yep, some drawings of teacups or cute animals and it'll be ready to go outside. Can I help with the pictures? Sure. I mean, go ahead, knock yourself out. It'll be okay, right? I mean, her drawings must have improved at least a little bit, right? That's a pretty lousy interpretation of a penguin. Penguin? No, that's a tuna in a top hat. Oh, poor sweetie. Alright, now that's definitely a giraffe, right? Actually, it's an oarfish. A pelican? This one is a seahorse. At least they're all sea-themed. By now, the board is so smudged with chalk residue, there's nothing to be done but erase everything and start over. I quickly put a hand on Kiana's sagging shoulder before she can do any more good-intentioned damage. Don't worry, Kiana. If you want to help with marketing, you can help me with something else, okay? Okay. Why are you doing this? Is the cafe in a lot of trouble? I had been delicately wiping the board clean with a wet cloth, but Kiana's comment stops me in my tracks. Since the moment I'd woken up this morning, I'd been putting on an energetic front, deliberately avoiding negative thoughts to trick even myself into believing I could do this alone. But truthfully, I'm floundering, and I don't want to lie to Kiana. So despite Mikhail's snooping, beady-eyed presence, I decide to come clean. Well, actually, after openly divulging the situation and the alarming state of the ledgers I've found the night before, Mikhail and Kiana both sit quiet and pensive for a minute. Surprisingly, Mikhail is the one to break the silence. Unsurprisingly, he goes straight back to the judgmental jabbing. Well, 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 I may get some juicy tidbits for my blog yet. He leans back, shrugging his shoulders in a smug, exaggerated way. I mean, really, what did you expect? This place is practically falling apart. I begrudgingly cast my eyes over the room, unable to deny it. I know. And there are earthquake-level cracks in the floor. I know. And the owner has a nasty habit of being mean to 50% of her paying customers. Do you take pleasure from being equal parts correct and infuriating? Always. Just when I expect him to follow up with yet more insults, Mikhail's face grows uncharacteristically serious. Look, just because your coffee is actually somewhat decent, I'll level with you. You want to dig yourself out of this mess? There's only one tool that's going to serve you best as a shovel. He slips his phone from his pocket and holds it up to my face as evidence. 3 words: social media campaign. You need money, and the only way to guarantee that is to drag customers in on a wave. New people, city people, people willing to spend, outsiders who will flock to this place for the authentic hook after you've spruced it up a little. Because, let's face it, nobody in this town is willing to come here. Drop Linsdale like they've dropped you. You don't need them. What you need is fresh blood, an aggressive strategy. And luckily for you, I am feeling unusually sympathetic. So I'll extend an olive branch just this once and help you make that happen. The bulk of his speech wrapped up, Mikhail leans back with his arms behind his head, a small smile playing at the edge of his mouth. Well, it's not like you'd stand a chance using this method without me. Looks like I'll have to agree to be your knight in shining armor just this once. Well, I think you're wrong. As I glance over at Kiana, I realize that she looks genuinely a little hurt by Mikhail's words. Linsdale is filled with good, kind people. Maybe they stop coming to Cafe Curiosities because Belle's grandmother didn't run the cafe very well. But they really are good. We shouldn't hold that against them. I'm sure they will come back here if we try to, reach? Is that the right word? Out to them. I'm trying a little different voice for Kiana. She's such a sweetie. Kiana, so please don't give up on Linsdale yet, Belle. If you could show the locals that this is a worthwhile place to come to, that the food and drinks are tasty and the service is good, this cafe will survive, right? I'm sure the residents of Linsdale will come if you ask them, so I'll help you. I blink at the two in front of me, a little astonished by their arguments. This is a little loud. They're both actually making a great deal of sense. But whoever's approach I decide to follow, that probably means we'll be spending a lot of time together from now on. In that case, I guess I'll... Ooh. She is so sweet. But he has a good point on the sales part. But if this is my decision on which one that I'm following more closely with, it has to be Kiana. I'm not much of a blonde person, but that's... I don't know, their personalities with... And I don't mean this against anybody in particular, or blondes all in general. Just not my type. I've been more into the ones dyeing their hair different colors and feel a little bit more awkward in situations when it comes to the lady part side of a relationship. So, Kiana, let's do this. Yeah, Linsdale is Baba's town, and considering the good memories I have here, I'd like to think it's my town too. That's not going to change. Getting the people of Linsdale back on our side, rebuilding a relationship with them, should be my top priority. You're right, Kiana. Linsdale is Coffee Curiosity's home. We should focus our efforts here. I'm so glad. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow then. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Mikhail shrug, dissatisfied, but he chooses not to push any further. For the rest of the day, Kiana and Mikhail stay at the cafe, each offering advice from their own perspectives. Not a single other customer comes in to order, and for once, I'm glad. Planning takes priority, and before we know it, our discussion has stretched well into the afternoon and beyond, until the sunset calls an end to our little council. As night rolls in, I say goodbye to a sleepy Kiana and Mikhail, close up, and decide to catch an early night myself, knowing I'll need all the rest I can get to prepare for the toil ahead. My head hits the pillow and my eyes immediately grow heavy. I've just enough awareness left in my brain to wonder how well this new partnership of mine is really going to work out before I slip off into a troubled sleep. If that is the decision that makes the choice whether I go and I more date Kiana than dating the guy, I definitely chose the right one. If it's less about that and more about the actual aspect of getting people in, Mikhail has a better outlook, I think, on that. Because then that way you would get both anybody that's on social media there in town and people from out of town. It's beautiful, isn't it? I look over to the girl on my left, her face brimming with contentment. Even the sun can't help but take a dip in the water. Isn't it wonderful? The sunset peaks over the horizon, surrounding us in a golden pink glow. The water ripples against the sand beneath our feet. It really is beautiful. But why? Why are you crying? We were so excited to get ideas rolling yesterday, but now I have to actually start working on them all. Why is brainstorming so much more fun than actually doing any of the ideas? I hesitantly throw the covers off my bed, disturbing Hannibal. Hey, buddy. In the process, Kiana will probably be here in an hour or so. I shouldn't make her wait. As usual, no one is clamoring at the door to order. I wonder how many people even know we're open for business. I get out the broom while thinking about our action plan. Sweep. First, this place needs a whole makeover. It looks like it hasn't seen a customer since Baba was a kid. The walls need patching. Maybe we can throw a new coat of paint on. Some decorations. Next, we need a marketing campaign, whatever that means. Mikhail mentioned it, but it sounded like a bunch of business nonsense. But he did have some practical ideas for getting the word out, like flyers and promotions. Kiana and I can figure that out later, once we get done with renovations. We also need to finish the new menu. Baba never had the best taste for what's hip. Where do we even start? Good morning! Good morning. I turn around to greet Kiana, only to see her lugging an arms full of paint supplies, carpentry tools, and more. Whoo! What is all that? Tools. Does she even know what half of them are for? What are we going to do with all of it? You said this place could use a fresh coat of paint, so I brought some. And some brushes. She holds up a hammer and screws. Oh, and this is for the walls. I got a weird accent going for Kiana all of a sudden. Kiana's ideas of home improvement sure is a lot less funny when I picture her doing it to the cafe. Okay, let's set all that down over here and not scratch up the tile. Where did you get... No, I think some things are better left unknown. Let's see. You've got 4 different paint buckets here, each a different color and different type of paint. We have nails that are all different lengths, and some plywood. Yep. The wall cracks need replastering, so that's what this is for. The paint is for covering up the plaster, and this paint is for repainting all the walls with scuff-resistant material. Wow, Kiana. We'll need some new decorations, so depending on where the studs are in the walls, we might need different length nails, and some screws just in case and need repairs. She's got this. This paint is just for furniture. It's glossy but durable and should give them all a brand new shine. She might actually know her stuff. Where did you learn all of this? I love watching those cute home decor videos on the line. I might have spent an entire week bringing home craft tutorials once. This is great though. We might actually be able to make this place look great. I certainly don't know the differences in paint and nail types. I'll start replacing the cracks, replastering the cracks. You can place this tarp down and repaint the tables. Sounds good. Please change out of your cute outfits, girls, because the paint's gonna get messy. I thought painting was fun. No, it's just a pain. I'm just repainting tables. Why is it so tiring? I look over at Kiana, who's staring at a replastered crack, wiping a bead of sweat from her brow. We've barely started, but I already feel so indebted to her. I couldn't have done this alone. I can't do this alone. Just her being here makes me feel so much more confident. I can't let her efforts go to waste. All right. Kiana jumps at my sudden outburst. We haven't said anything the past hour. Is something the matter? It's lunchtime. That's what. Take a break and I'll make us something to eat. It's already been a few hours, huh? Alright, I'll let you handle it. What are you thinking about? How about an eggs Benedict? For lunch? I don't have the heart to tell her I haven't had breakfast yet. Yeah, why not? Sure. She walks over to one of the chairs I haven't started fixing and closes her eyes. I take out the eggs and muffins, but sneak a glance at her at times. She's deep in thought on something. We haven't spoken in years, but here we are, thrown into fixing this broken mess. What's happened since I left? Kiana? She snaps out of her thoughts. Yes? What have you been up to? Up to? It feels like I spend half of my time at home, half of my time wandering up here. What do you do up here? Some humans aren't the most keen on what's best for everybody, and that includes what's best for mermaids. A few corporations and towns have been discreetly polluting the waters. Goodness, I am giving her such a weird accent. I don't even know what accent I'm using. Not enough to be immediately lethal to us, but enough to hurt us over generations. They're not doing it out of malice. I think she means malice. Just not caring. Thinking about their numbers rather than the living things they might be affecting. I think she means malice, but I digress. I'm sorry to hear that. What can you even do about it? I can stand outside their offices and yell. You go, girl. My father gave me permission to venture out to the human world to try to stop this, but it's easier said than done. The corporations don't want to listen to problems. They want cost-effective solutions. But I won't give up. I haven't given up at the past 172 board meetings, so I won't be stopped yet. Goodness, girl, you've got determination. What a trooper. If you won't give up, then neither will I. Aw, you both blush. It's been a rough few days, but we've made so much progress. Ooh, I'll say. I don't think that's the way the wall is supposed to look. There's paint on everything. The furniture doesn't look scary to sit at, and the walls are looking more sturdy by the day. No longer will the place look like it's falling apart. It'll be the talk of the town. Just you see, Baba. Still, where did Kiana run off to? It's chilly out here, so close to water, but it looks so inviting. Kiana and I would spend so much time out here, enjoying the view and the cool touch of the water. The stars do look beautiful. Most families have already packed up to return home for the night, but I can make out the silhouette of a person in the water. The person walks into the ocean calmly until they fall forward into the water. Hey, are you okay? I rush to the spot only to find I drop off in the water and have to stop myself from falling in. It's so dim here, but I'm able to make out the person, albeit in a different form. Kiana! Her mermaid form is so regal now, but who's the man she's with? Have Have they agreed to the new policies? I haven't checked in with them yet. What were you doing the past few days, La Akia? You're not to be idling about. You're to fix this. Do I need to send someone else to finish your job? No, I'll finish it, Father. People are hurting. We can stop that. Remember that. The man gives her a nod and then steps into the ocean. Kiana just stares at the spot he was standing. The breeze ripples the water and her hair. Oh, that's a toughie. She's so pretty. Poor thing, she has so much on her shoulders. Walk up to her. I left her years ago. I'm not going to sit by and do nothing again. I trudge through the cold, uneven sand until a few feet away. She doesn't move. Kiana? I'm sorry, Belle. I thought I could handle both. When I saw you were back in town, I was so excited. I thought I could still help my people while also helping you. You need to prioritize the health of your own people. I understand. You've already been such a big help to me. I can't thank you enough. She nods, staring at the sea. You've helped me, so let me help you. What do you need to do? We still need the city to sign off on the new restrictions that would force corporations in town to dump waste in a new, secure facility. But just mermaids backing it won't be enough. They gave me a stack of papers for a petition. It'll need at least hundreds of names before the city council will consider a new anti-pollution bill. So we need more people on the board. Wait, what was that marketing campaign thing Mikhail was talking about? You want my help with what? It's an eco-friendly thing that could be the spin the cafe needs to stand out. You said we need a hook, right? I have to be careful to not mention why Kiana's adamant about this conservation effort. Yes, but okay, so you want to go green with the cafe and help promote this local issue? How are you going to do it? The bill needs 1,000 signatures before it'll be reviewed by the city council. We can help advertise that with the opening of the cafe. Let people experience an environmentally friendly dining experience. Yes. Well, it is a hook, all right, but only if the rest of the cafe matches the branding. What kind of straws are you using? Plastic? To-go cups? Plastic? Is there anything in here that is eco-friendly? Baba didn't strive for any products other than bottom of the line. Mikhail shakes his head while Kiana looks horrified. You can't say you want to support this bill and then have all of these things that say otherwise. It's all or nothing. Yeah. We'll get some of those paper biodegradable to-go cups and metal straws for drinks here. And metal straws for in-store drinks. I guess I'll pack up the plastics for a slow day or something. It'd be a waste to throw them out. Okay, that's something to start on. Have you made flyers yet? No? That's probably a good thing, then. Let's emphasize the comfy and healthy aesthetics. Make sure the flyer feels like how you want the cafe to project. Ooh, we'll draw kelp on it. Sure. What else? Fish. Fish? Yeah, they'll be swimming. Cat is so cute. Does the cafe even serve fish? No, of course not. Mikhail gives me a dumbfounded look. I give him a shrug and I smile. Let's take a step away from the fish idea, though I do like the kelp idea. To go with the kelp, how about we include different organic ingredients we use? That can work. You could gear an entire campaign around informing customers on what's in their drinks. What just happened? I don't know. I must have clicked at the edge. Okay, continuing. There was this one cafe I went to that had tours to go with their ingredient. Farming? Lost some of the word. Okay, so we'll have the flyers highlight different organic ingredients. Sounds good. Yes, we can have each flyer highlight a different drink and what goes into it. That could work. She's brimming with delight. Even Mikhail can't help but smile. I'll start on the flyers now. Thanks, Kiana. Mikhail brushes off his pants and stands up. Sounds like you two have it figured out then. Yep, I think this is a good way forward. Thank you for helping us. Well, considering I wasn't even expecting the cafe to come this far, consider it a freebie. Those walls. Help. Those walls need help. Save me a seat at the reopening. I will. He waves and heads out the door. What an odd guy. I turn back to see Kiana furiously scribbling on papers. Maybe we should print out the text on the flyers first and then add the doodles to them. I sigh and head back to the table. Clean the paint up, girls. What are you doing? Finally, the renovations are complete. No, they're not. There's paint still everywhere. It's bugging me just a little bit. Oh, she still has tarps on. Okay. I'm afraid to take off some of the tarps until the grand reopening, though. We still have a lot of paint and tools lying around. But the majority is done. I never thought I'd see the day. Just wait until Baba sees this place. She won't even recognize it. Kiana had to leave a few hours ago to meet with the city council, but she should be back soon. I have to thank her for all her hard work. It's not the most quaint, but maybe a home-cooked meal will do. What do I cook her, though? Ooh. Well, I'm not sure what mermaids would eat other than fish and kelp and stuff. So lamb chop, probably not a good idea. But pasta primavera, I will go with that. Can't go wrong with pasta. Unless the person has a wheat or milk or gluten allergy, then that might be problematic. Continuing. I'll make her some pasta primavera. She'll love all the veggies. I grab out some vegetables and start chopping away. Can't forget the sun-dried tomatoes. I never pictured myself returning here in this way. Baba gone, shop is in disarray, reuniting with Kiana. It's been a wild couple weeks for sure. But I don't regret it. Running a shop on my own certainly wasn't in my plans for the future. And I'm not even sure I'll want to do it for long after we get back off the ground. But I'll see where it takes me. One step at a time. Of course, I'm not even sure if it'll get back off the ground. We've put in so much work renovating it, but it'll be useless if people still keep the stigma of how it was in their minds. I can't tell all of our hard work. I can't let all of our hard work go to waste. Kiana's put so much effort into this. She's worried about her people's health, and yet she's still here helping me so much. What a good friend. Friend? Coming in. Kiana steps in with a dejected look. Do I want to know how the council meeting went? No. They told us we'll need even more signatures to get it to pass. What? How many? She pulls out a stack of papers. All of these. All of them have to be variable signatures too, not just random names. She slumps down on a couch. It's like they just don't care. They can't see the damage. They don't feel the damage, so they don't care. They think it's beyond their control. If I could show them what it's doing, they'd change their minds. If I could just drag them underwater. Let's avoid you getting arrested for kidnapping. I sit down across from her and place a hand on hers. We'll figure out a way. Trust me. She sighs. I just wish I believed that. She idly flips through her phone, an older version of a smartphone she got secondhand from somewhere, while I go back to tending to dinner. I don't know much about her home, but I know it's far, far below the water. Too far for consumer-grade equipment to reach. They've adapted in their own ways to the darkness with ways of having natural light, but a typical consumer-grade underwater camera would never be able to document down there. Unless we were to get a dive team with recording equipment, we'd never be able to show them what it's like down there right now. And that's if the city would even care. Ugh, now I'm making myself depressed. I stir the pan vigorously, trying to refocus myself. Just a nice dinner for the two of us. We can worry about the cafe and the bill tomorrow. Just some quiet time. All right, here we are. I set the pasta primavera down in front of her. Her worries quickly fade as she smells the food. Let me turn on the light. I quickly walk over to the light switch and flick them on to figure out which one is for where she's sitting. When I finally find the one for her table, the light busts. Ooh. That made me jump. Ah! When's the last time Baba replaced these bulbs? I'll get a replacement. Just wait. I run to the back of the shop to one of Baba's knick-knack cupboards, but it's in vain. There's no light bulbs for the ceiling lights. Well, at least she has some candles. Aww. So, long story short, no more light bulbs. But we have candles. I set them on the table and light them with a snap. The glow from them in this half-abandoned cafe almost looks eerie, but against her face, it feels warm and inviting. A quiet candlelit meal, just for the two of us. She gives me a half smile and we dig into our meals. The exhaustion from the day, no, from the past few weeks, sets in while we're eating. I feel myself slouch down in the chair, the weight of it all rolling off of me. We both eat most of our food in silence before slowing down and meagerly picking at it. Kiana idly pokes at a bell pepper slice. I never realized how nice it was to sit down with someone for a quiet meal like this. At home, we had meals together, but you could hardly call it family time when the table was gigantic. We never had a casual sit-down time. Everything was under the pretense of being noble. She rests her fork down. I love them all, but it's so suffocating. My brother and sisters all act fine with it. Maybe they aren't, but they hide it. They play along. Is it because I play along? Are they just following their older sister? Should I have done something? She puts her head in her hands. And then you have the city council refusing to listen to us. We have to jump through all these hoops and holes to be heard. It feels like I don't have a say in anything. Kiana, what do you want to do? And now, I have you asking me the tough questions. Would you roll your eyes if I said I don't know? I feel like I'm being pushed from place to place, yet I don't know where it is I'd go if I weren't. I'm just an indecisive mess. Sometimes I think it's okay to go with where the wind takes you if you don't know. That's how I came back here and revived the cafe. I don't really know where I want to be or what I want to do. But I know magic is important to me, and so is this place. So if that's where the wind goes, that's where I'll go. Maybe along the way I'll find something better, but I won't know until I try. What I'm trying to say is if you prioritize what's important to you and move towards that, it'll feel less like a rocking boat in the sea and more like you have a hand on the wheel. Okay, maybe a fishing analogy wasn't the best for a mermaid, but still. And I'll help you figure it out if you want me to. We can figure out what the future has in store for both of us. Belle, thank you. Really. I love my family, and I love my people, but I really couldn't care less about being a ruler someday. I want to help them all, but I feel like I could do more groundwork right now. But I didn't say we had to figure out everything right now. We can do it together, on our own terms. She nods, giving me a serene smile in the dim lighting. Yeah, we'll figure it out together. Ooh, they got their sign up. Come to our cafe's grand reopening. Kiana waves the flyer in her hand at the crowds, hoping to pique at least someone's attention. The two of us have been out here for a solid hour with not many people biting. At this rate, we'll have so many wasted flyers we might get a ticket for littering. We have the salty kelp lattes. They're really good. She tries handing a flyer to a small child, but she refuses, clinging to her mom instead. That's cute. Kiana sighs and looks over at me at our table. Our small table has complimentary coffee, more flyers on the cafe, and our menu, and several stacks of papers on the anti-pollution bill, with glass fish statues for paperweights. Kiana thought they were cute. I think they're cute too. So far, we've had 10 people try the coffee and 1 person sign the petition. A few people took a flyer out of the sympathy, but threw them away on the next block. How rude, at least wait to be out of eyesight. We have a new menu, and a new interior, and no mold now. Oh, thanks, Kiana. This, by far, was going to be the most exhausting day yet. I pour a cup of coffee and grab a flyer. Free coffee if you take a flyer and sign our anti-pollution petition. No takers. Is the cafe's bad reputation that bad? Is no one willing to change their mind? Was it ever even possible to revive it? I look over at Kiana, who's putting on her best customer service face, trying to talk to strangers. Even amidst her people's health crisis, even amidst this failing cafe, she refuses to give up. Neither can I. I grab the boxes of leftover to-go cups and plastics and pile them onto a small cart. Outside, Kiana is still trying her best, so I'll try something too. I push the cart outside and head down a few blocks. It's been a few years, but I remember there being a popular beachside cafe down here. The owners were always pretty nice. Even if we can't get back off the ground, even if all of this won't go anywhere, I can try my hardest. That's how I'll forge my own path. The cafe is busy as usual. It's around noon, after all. People are happily chatting in the booth, sipping on their lattes and eating beach-inspired blue bundt cakes. That sounds good. I leave the cart outside as I walk up to the counter. The lady recognizes me instantly. Oh, Belle, it's been so long. How are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. I finished high school almost a month ago and came back for the summer. That's good to hear. How's your grandmother? MIA, and probably on the run from debtors. She's away right now. I hope she's doing well. She's special, but such an interesting person to have around. Is that supposed to be a dig or a compliment? I'm not quite sure how to take that one. What brings you over here? Want a slice of our chocolate chip beach bundt cake? Actually, I've been renovating Baba's cafe to reopen it. We're going with an eco-friendly theming, so I got rid of all the plastic to-go packages, but didn't want to throw them away. I came to see if you wanted them. I've got them outside on a cart. A reopening? But I know it has a bad reputation in town, but I can't let it go under. I want to revive it. We've already finished the renovations on the place. So, you're sure about this? I nod, not losing eye contact. Why a push for an eco-friendly experience? That's much more costly than using plastics. I want to support the new anti-pollution bill, but I can't while also contributing partly to the problem. Our plastic consumption is small, but I want to try to make a tiny difference in my own way. I don't want to see our drinks littering the beach. Alright, I'll take the leftover to-go cups, but I want one of your flyers. That was interesting. It's like, I'll take them if you give me one of your flyers. Okay. Belle, where'd you go? Sorry, I went to drop off the leftover plastics. I figured they'd be better used by someone else than sitting in the cabinets collecting dust. Have you had any luck? Well, this one tourist couple said they'd stop by, but I got a lot of odd looks from older couples when I told them where we're located. Maybe we should have just said we bought out the cafe and it's under new management. I sigh and head over to the table. The coffee is lukewarm in the thermos, and the petition has 3 more names on it. Well, let's give it one last push, shall we? Ever tried a salty kelp latte? Or sweetened warm bai tea? I think I actually have tried bai tea. I'm probably saying that wrong. Bai tea? Come try them all at our grand reopening tomorrow. All of our lattes are made in-house with organic ingredients, only the freshest for our customers. Yeah, does that include a spit in the cup too? No, of course not. Baba, what on earth were you doing? Make sure to let your voice be heard. Sign the petition to make the City Council review a new anti-pollution bill. I would sign it. Do I have to buy a coffee to sign it? No, just sign here. We may still have hundreds of flyers left, but at least Kiana is getting some signatures. As the day dwindles on, our routine quickly gets old and we take a break to avoid being public nuisances. Want to head to the square and tack up flyers wherever we can? Let's go. The square is easily the busiest place in town right now, as people are getting off work and heading to the entertainment and eating places. Droves of people are walking around, talking, drinking, and more. It's a prime spot for business, but it's also a prime spot for advertisement. We can't stand around with the flyers here or else we'll be loitering and asked to leave, but we can walk around to the local corkboards. On every wall and back alley here are boards for local advertisements, typically special events like concerts or book signings. They'll be perfect places to add some of our flyers too. You head left and I'll head right. Got it. We head off in separate directions. I head towards the bars and music venue while Kiana goes towards the restaurants and boutiques. Most of the boards are already covered in tacks and half-ripped papers, but I still try to find a place for ours. As long as one corner's touching that corkboard, you're good. I place a couple on open tables I come across that aren't attached to an eatery, and I ask a bookstore if I can leave some on their counter. The flyers quickly start to run out as I go from block to block, placing them wherever I can. Even if people don't see them in time for the opening, they'll see them this week and come by later. Yeah, definitely. Positivity, girls. Empty? Empty. I guess we're done for the day then. Let's head back. Thank you, Kiana. Even if tomorrow doesn't go well, even if I have to close this place for good, I want you to know that I'm truly grateful for everything you've poured into this. Once the cafe reopens, I know you'll have to go back to dedicating all your time to helping your people, but I still want to hang out with you when you're not busy. I wanted to stay here and help you with the cafe. Only if you want my help, of course. What about your people, your home? I haven't told my parents yet, but I want to stay here and do what I can. I can do more good for them up here than down there. If this bill passes, then it'll save countless lives for years to come. But there's still more battles to fight. Maybe in a year or two, I'll realize I've done all I can, and I should go home. But I won't know unless I see where the wind will take me and stay here first. We've been brought together again for a reason, and I want to see this through just a bit longer. I'm sorry, I must sound so presuming. Maybe she means presumptuous? It's all right, really. I was serious when I said I want to figure out our futures together, wherever that takes us. In a few years, we might find our futures diverging. But for now, Let's see where things take us. Together. I really like being here with you, Belle. I like being by your side too. When I was younger, I used to think being here at night was creepy. But somehow, with Kiana by my side, everything feels less scary. She got a crush. It's a cute one. It's opening day! I need to make sure we have change for customers, paying with big bills, and the plants need watering, and the curtains need redusting, and we've been preparing for weeks, but it feels like I still have a lot left to do. With a bit of magic, I'm able to quickly straighten the curtains and get the plants all looking nice. The chairs look in order, and the countertops are all clean. I've got the new open sign ready to go, up whenever. Just breathe. We'll get through this. Somehow. Happy opening day! Kiana runs in and pulls me in for a quick hug. Her hair smelling like sea breeze. I'll straighten up the pamphlets. Why don't you put on the open sign? It really is time, isn't it? She squeezes my hand. It'll be fine. I'm here. I can't help but flush. Alright, it's time to open up. I grab the sign from one of the tables and head outside. As I figured, there was no line for me outside, eager to get a seat. I prop the sign up and head back in. Kiana's shuffling the petition papers, looking over the names for the 13th time. After we close up for today, I'll figure out some way to help her get the signatures. Maybe we'll ask one of the venues to have some of the papers during their events. Some way to make it up to her. I barely recognize this place. Good morning, what can I get you? Can I just have a hazelnut latte? Sure, coming right up. I grab a cup out and start whipping it up when the door opens again. And again. We have a line of customers. I glance over at Kiana, who's just as bewildered as me. I can't let my surprise overtake me, though. I've got customers to attend to now. Goodness, I probably should have had the camera on me. I'm doing a lot of hand gestures right now. With a hint of vanilla and some hidden magic, I have the first few cups all ready for our new patrons. Although we haven't filled all the tables, it's comforting to see what once was a vacant room buzz with life. Kiana chats to a couple who just received their lattes while I fix a cinnamon roll for a kid. The petition sits on the counter, slowly but surely getting filled out. Yes! Maybe this will work out after all. How'd you do it? Do what? Bring in all the new customers? No, the cross-promotion. The what? Mikhail quickly whips out his phone and moves beside me. This here. You got featured on one of the most popular local cafe's accounts. How much did it cost? Your life savings? Her life savings? Let me see that. I grab the phone from him and look at whatever he's talking about. Beachside Buns featured us? On the screen is a picture of one of our flyers with the caption talking about our revival, our eco-friendly mission, and a call to action to help support local businesses. So you really didn't know? No. I mean, I was talking to her yesterday, but I didn't think she'd do this. The door opens again as a family walks in. The cafe will be full pretty soon at this rate. I feel a few tears come to my eyes. Excuse me, it looks like I need to get back to work. Come back and see us. The last patron exits the store and Kiana locks it behind him. I deflate over the countertop, too tired to check the cash register to close out for the day, or even check how much we made. It's over. How much do you think we made? A lot. She smiles and pats my head. You're going to get back pains if you sleep like this. Then move me. To my surprise, she walks around and wraps an arm around my back, lifting me up slightly. Wait, I was kidding. Too late. That is so freaking cute. Kiana carries me towards the back of the store and into my room. She sets me down on the bed. All right, get dressed. Huh? We're going swimming. It's the perfect way to relax your muscles and mind after a long day. Yeah, maybe for a mermaid. There's still some sunlight left outside if we hurry. Come on. She is so excited. Okay. Kiana shuts the door behind her. I have half a mind to fall back on my bed and sleep, but I know she'll just come in and wake me back up. I have one of those friends, and I can be one of those friends, so... Yep, understood. Out of choices, I put on a bathing suit and cover up and head out with her. Has it always been this chilly in the evenings? She laughs gently, tucking her hair behind her ear with one hand and clasping my hand with the other. Oh. It'll feel much better once we're underwater. Trust me. Yeah, when your gills come out and that makes you warm breathing in the water. I don't know how that works. Wait, underwater? You remember I can't breathe underwater, right? It'll be okay. She pulls me closer to her and the water. The water splashes around us as we step into the ocean. The breeze is crisp, but I don't care now. Hold your breath. Kiana! One moment she's standing chest deep in the water, holding my hand. The next moment we're both underwater. Oh, she's so pretty. Ooh, and her clothes turned from the original color into like a gold outfit. Even her earrings and her necklace changed color. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to fill out the petition. I'd still be scared of the future, feeling like I don't fully belong anywhere. But when you're here, I don't feel afraid. I feel brave. I want to stay with you and the cafe. The tides of change may come and go, but as long as I'm by your side, they can wash over me without knocking me down. That was so beautiful. Are you running out of air? Then... Aww. Kiana places her lips on mine. Together, we'll be okay. Oh, that was such a cute ending. Now, from what I read on Steam, there's supposed to be 3 endings. How? I'm not quite sure, because you have the girl, Kiana, and then you have the guy, Mikhail. Hope I said his name right. I can't remember now. That was 5 seconds ago. And then that's it. So, and you only get a couple of things that you can actually make a decision on. So, I guess if you got with one and then you made the poor choice on the food, maybe that would make you neutral instead of going one way or the other. Not sure. I will admit I do not play through multiple times because just as like a courtesy to the people that have made the game, that other people can enjoy it from themselves and find out what the other endings are. I'm not going to take out all the fun with everyone watching me and not putting in the experience towards this game. These people do a lot to make these games, so this is my playthrough of A Pinch of Magic. I thought it was really great. The art style is good. The story was really cute. It had a lot to it. It was really fun doing the different voices. Although, poor Kiana, I gave her like 3 different accents throughout this entire thing. So, she's just a little bit of everybody, I guess. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments who you would have chose. You would have picked the guy, you would have picked the girl, or you would have just gone solo. In the end, on a dating sim section. And also let me know which style of advertising you would have went with. Would you have gone with Mikhail, where you were doing more of the online advertisement, or with the route I took, where it was more down home and spreading out that way first, and then letting people that you've reached out to continue to reach out further and further that way. So thank you for going on this journey with me and playing A Pinch of Magic. I've been Witch.Belle. Thank you, beautiful creatures. I will see you next time.